Welcome back, viewers, and thank you for staying tuned to Poverty Fighters Squad on Reflections with Otunba Adeleye. On mentioning the issue of petrol in our recent episode, in this continuous one, we have taken time to go to petrol stations and find you endless lists, endless queue, endless long queues of people who would have been using their time for better things than queuing at the petrol stations. That is what we find ourselves in now. And it has become something that we need to be very critical about. If you quantify the losses in terms of the economic power that was supposed to have been used while being on the queue for several hours of a day, and this has been happening now for several days. So you can see how our economy is not going good. You can see why our country still remain the poverty capital, as some people mentioned some time ago, that Nigeria is the headquarters of poverty in the whole world. This is what brought us to this level. This is what brought us to become poverty fighters. This is the consciousness of our patriotism, of our nationalism, of our humanity, to disagree and disprove, and then started working on how. You can see a branded vehicle here that we are using to fight this poverty. We are using it to move people from one place to another. We are using it to continue our campaign. We are using it to sacrifice, as a sacrifice for our nation, to ensure that whoever makes Nigeria the way it is and chooses to leave this world in the position in this country is now, we have the slogan that that person may not rest in peace, because there will be no peace. As I'm talking to you today, a report came that over 63 vigilantes were killed somewhere up north. What led to all this? It is poverty. The people that are recruiting young men and maybe girls at times to commit these atrocities, they are under poverty illusion. They are not making life meaningful. Their life is so meaningless that they can take other people's lives at will. These are people that are not even, they are inconsequential because they are not making any contribution. Killing people does not mean that you love your country. When you go about looking for individuals, innocent people, people who doesn't know you, who doesn't hate you, you just go there, and most importantly, they always go in the night. You can imagine somebody in deep sleep, only to wake up into matches, only to wake up into another side of the world. This is very, very criminal. It is unfortunate. We cannot go on like this. This country cannot go on like this. We will have to take a stop and think. We are challenging everybody to join us. I gave you our number. The telephone number you can get us at is 090 99995515. You can catch us on the website www.ikejachamber.com. It's a welcome development when we have people like you joining us in this crusade. It's a welcome development when we have conscious people who always want to identify with us. When people identify with us, it makes the battle easier. Don't leave it to us. Don't say it doesn't concern you. It concerns every one of us. This is a matter, this is an endless matter. It has no end. We cannot stop. We are going to continue. We are not waiting for any government. We are coming out in full force, and we are fearless about it. Whoever cares to listen can bear their ears. Those who doesn't care to listen is to their own detriment. Whoever thinks that this country will continue like this and that prosperity will not judge, they are making a great mistake. If perchance this country is no more, those of you who refuse to join us, you'll be the one to regret. I challenge anybody to the level that your commitment to this country starts by you standing up against poverty. It is the root of all evil. Somebody who does not have money or does not have anything to eat from morning till night for many years, where do you think the person will be? Where you two just consider yourself as one like that. Just put yourself in such a position. You will be reckless, you will be restless, you will not have any focus, you can't even think. You cannot think. In an empty stomach, you cannot think. If you think, you would rather be thinking of evil. You cannot think positive. So I beg of you, we still maintain that a lot of us have jobs undone. We have not done what we have to do. I'm playing you a video from the studio of a radio station. We carry out radio broadcast, a 30-minute radio broadcast on a radio channel in Abuja here, which we call Poverty Fighters Squad Hour. It's a 30-minute program. The chief executive of this organization, that is the senior special marshal, the highest marshal in this organization of Poverty Fighters Squad, is Dr. Ambassador Edward Iyitayo Olutoke. I'm going to play you one of his recent radio broadcasts. This broadcast is going to enlighten you more about what we do. Thank you.
Low poverty line, and be giving them handouts. Handouts, you know, they pay you 100,000 naira every month, they give you 50,000 naira every month. It's still an handout. Unless you're connected to that source, yes, that you can actually determine how much you want to make per month yourself, or even per day. You see, you are still serving the system. And you see, people will realize, okay, Nigeria is suffering. They will be giving them 5,000 naira every month. We'll be giving them 5,000 naira every month. I mean, it's just laughable. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, what's 5,000 naira going to do in a man's life? A man's life, you know, with what we're saying. Even you're giving them 100,000 naira every month. What's it going to do in their lives? You know, so we need to begin to think outside our box. But and for you out there, you think you are the big man. You're the one everybody is calling for Christmas. Christmas hasn't come now. Uncle send me 100K. Uncle send me 10,000. And so you see some people, they will call them together like that and be sharing 2,000, 5,000. Please, can you set these people free? Can you set them free? If you have the source of, you know, making good money on daily basis, on monthly basis, on yearly basis, share with them. Let them know how to make their own money. You should not be the only one they are calling in your family. You know, the Ileya don't come, or Uncle send the goat. I get so excited about that. You know, people call me now, send me that. I say, look, on my Facebook, the only thing I do, I don't have time for all these political nonsense, or, you know, all these. The only thing I do is to share with you my business. You see my business, you boju. Yoruba people will say, no problem. No problem. You pretend as if you don't see what I mean. Bro, leave me with my struggle. Let me just be struggling with my business. But you see, don't let anything. Because I don't want you to be begging for 10,000, 20,000 every day. That is not what God created you for. God created you to be big in life, live well, so that you also can affect other lives. So stop begging for 10,000, 5,000 naira every now and then. If I give you 100,000 today, in the next 2-3 weeks, it's finished.
Yes.
You start looking for another one. And that is the essence of this program,
Yes.
the Poverty Fighter Squad.
Yes.
It's not sufficient to be giving people palliatives, giving them crumbs, handouts. No. Let's set them free. Let's put good money in their pocket and show them how to make the money themselves.
Fellow viewers and compatriots, we are back on Poverty Fighters TV. I'm happy to be here. This is Reflections with Otunba Adeleye. You are welcome once again. Today's episode has to do with what we are experiencing right now in our country with the non-availability of fuel, that is PMS, which everyone of course called petrol, for running our cars, from moving goods from one point to another, a very crucial, interesting material that we all need. Business is not flourishing well very much now. In the past 3 weeks, we have been having epileptic supply. And the reason we first had was that there are bad products being pushed into the Nigerian market. But interestingly, ever since, we have not come out of it yet, up till now, and it's getting worse every day. I understand that some people have to sleep overnight at petrol stations, even before they can get as little as 5 liters at the end of the day, because it's been rationed. If one looks at what that particular situation is taking us into, it means it's giving us deeper and deeper into the possibility of other people coming into below the poverty line that we have been always campaigning for. Instead of getting people out of poverty, right now we are driving more people down into it. I need to mention quickly that we are all here today to witness what we have provided as a transportation for our Poverty Fighters campaign. This campaign is going to take us a very long way because of this available vehicle that we have. We equally have the intention of making other people to benefit from all these sources that we are talking about. So once again, I want to welcome you to Poverty Fighters Squad with Reflections with Otunba Adeleye. Talking about petrol now, incidentally, we are so unlucky that a war has broken out between Ukraine and Russia. This is exactly what we have been afraid of. For us to get out of poverty in Nigeria, we need to be self-sufficient. Self-sufficiency is something that we cannot overlook. We need to ask ourselves questions. Are we going to rely on other people to survive? If the answer is yes to some people, to us, we poverty fighters, we say no, because self-reliance is the first thing that takes you out of poverty. People who are not readily available to be responsible to themselves are the people that are driving down into poverty. We do not have any choice but to ensure that we fight this poverty out of our nation. We, as a group, we are inviting you every day to please join us in this war against poverty. We have equally familiarized you with our website, which is www.ikeja chamber. Interestingly, Ikeja Chamber is the parent organization of Poverty Fighters Squad. And I also remind us every time that the president of Ikeja Chamber of Commerce is also the chief marshal of Poverty Fighters Squad, which means we are one and the same. So if you do any registration with us, all it means is that you have become a member of our organization as well as a registered member of Ikeja Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. In these top areas, you are entitled to so many things. In my former programs, I try to explain what instruments we are using to battle this poverty we are talking about. One of them is agriculture. And if you see the name of the chamber, which is called the Keja Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, we have taken the agriculture to the front burner now, because there is no other job you can do here on earth that can take away agri. Whether you are a physician, whether you are an astronaut, whether you are a pilot, whatever you are, whether you are a medical practitioner or a legal practitioner, whatever you are doing, food is the first thing. The anatomy that God has created us with demands that we eat. And we don't only eat, we eat good food to make us healthy, to see us through in the longest period of our lives. A lifespan that brings longevity, the only one that brings longevity is the one that has a good standard eating, a style, a living standard of style, as well as a proper balanced diet. That is what good living means, not just eating any food. So in the chamber and under the Poverty Fighter Squad, what we do is to enlighten you on how to get the best nutritional food for a good living. Get good food, get good medicine, and medicine happens to be food itself. Food is medicine, medicine is food. If you feed well, if you have a good way of eating, a good habit, a good eating habit, you are qualified for a good life. This I can always compose ourselves in such a way that we see every living being, every living organism must feed on one thing or the other. Some are feeding on plants, some are feeding on fish, some are feeding on water, some are using air. This particular one is for you to be able to get into a good living system that guarantees longevity. Yeah, dear viewers, I'm here with my Poverty Fighter Squad. I have my friends, I have my colleague here. He will introduce himself.
Thank you very much. My name is Comrade Abbas Segudia from Kano. I'm the coordinator of the Poverty Fighters for the Northern Nigeria. Also here is my company with my colleagues, that Hajia is from Asia, also from Kaduna State.
Wonderful. You can see that this battle, we are taking it onward. I told you in the other episode that people who are coming with us are the fighters, they are the Nigerians that want a better Nigeria. Nigeria cannot be the capital city of poverty in the whole world.
Exactly.
How can they say Nigeria is the capital city of poverty, poor people in the whole world?
When we have the land for the farming, when we have the richest people all over the world, when we have the sea, when we have the companies, when we have all industries that we have the food like this rice now. We are farming our rice now in Nigeria now. If you go to northern Nigeria, we have the good animal that we're taking for the food to survive and to provide all the Africa, not even the Africa, for the whole world by the grace of God. So Nigeria now, we are start. Since this new government come now, we have started our own production for the everything. So we are hoping that all the Nigerians, all the Africans will be here, will collaborate, will join hands, will uplift in Nigeria and the Africa general. Thank you very much.
Please, Aja, give us a word and give me an experience of what you think we should take away from that.
Hello. So this Haja, he can't express herself since he's a woman. So sorry for that. Next time now we'll continue.
Thank you very much. Look forward to see Alhaji again on this YouTube. We are looking forward to meeting you.
Okay,
thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Let's wait again.
All right.
We are all joined. We have joined hands to unite Nigeria. Okay, thank you.
Now you see what I mean? We are talking about conscious people who are sincere with what we are doing. What I'm just encouraging all of us to do is to find time, find space in your mind how to think of what best can we do. We are asking for your joining hands. We are not saying we can do it all. We don't know it all. You know better. Come and make your own contribution. Right in the city of Abuja here, we see a lot of people sleeping under the bridge. We have a lot of IDPs. We have a lot of refugees. We have a lot of people who are even living in Bacha, living in different squalor, living in shanties. Before now, some of those people who have been here before, I'm sorry to say, they quantified that. I wouldn't even be surprised because I know one of the Nigerian army generals who became a minister, telling us sometime many years ago before the regime of President Obasanjo that when they say they should bring GSM to Nigeria, the first reaction of this general was that telephone is not for a poor man. Can you imagine that kind of thinking? These are the poverty-ridden minds, people who think that being a tree, they have made a forest. You are nothing. You are nothing. On your own, you are nothing. Collectively is when we are something. So for you to think that it is only you and your family that are qualified for telephone, this man made a categorical statement as a minister of communication that telephone is not for a poor man. It is the least of ignorance that anybody can express. A material that is supposed to be passing information from one point to another because he thought the whole world is around him. Since he closes his door, he has closed his door to Nigeria. And that is what we are still getting. There are millions of Nigerians who do not believe in Nigeria. They are the ones that are dragging us down. They are the ones that are making this economy not possible. They are the ones that are impoverishing the people, keep them in this perpetual poverty line, so that anytime they come around and in 4 years, they give somebody 1,000 naira. That person is obliged to vote for him, to keep him in office. That's what we are experiencing here. This is the cause root of all this poverty we are talking about. Which day we are going to move out of it depends on you. We, as Poverty Fighters Squad, we have taken it upon ourselves to fight this war. You, who is not determined yet, who have not made up your mind of where we are going, it's your fault. You are the people that are making it possible for this Nigeria to remain perpetually a poor state. War is going on in Russia and Ukraine now. Imagine the cheek of it. Ukrainian government or somebody, I don't know, it's not confirmed whether it's government, asking Nigerians to come and enroll, to come and fight in their war because they know. And before you know it, within 24 hours, hundreds of people have registered to go because they prefer to leave Nigeria and go to any other place, any other hell. They will prefer it than to stay in this Nigeria. Why? You and some certain people are making life impossible to live in Nigeria. It is not the weather. There is no earthquake here. So what's driving us away from our home? Our home. Somewhere that nobody else is going to do for us. Somewhere that we should guide jealously. They are driving us away from our homes by making us poor. Making policies that will make people remain poor. Bringing out policies and projects that will make people never to leave poverty line. That is all what we are doing. And we are doing this with the last breath in us. We will fight this poverty. We are spreading very fast. You can see my northern brothers and sisters. The other gentleman is from Kano. The lady is from Kaduna. They came all the way to come and attend the meeting here with poverty fighters. Don't be left behind. I assure you, you are on the right path if you join us. If you don't join us, it will be your fault. You have to tell this one to your offspring. You have to tell this one to your next generation that when this country was going down, you were not there to be counted. If it is your choice not to be counted as one of those who are going to lift Nigeria away from this poverty level, regret by yourself. And certainly, it's not likely you rest in peace, because there will be no peace. There is no peace now. Everybody is running escasket. Too many banditry, too many kidnapping. They have now turned kidnapping and banditry to a profession. When somebody is kidnapped, before you know it, millions have come because the people will go and pay ransom. They have turned it into a profession, and this is highly regrettable. So I will just implore all of us to still consider and reconsider. Join us, give us suggestions. Let's go into conversation. Watch us on our YouTube. Go and look at us on www.ikeja.com. And there's Poverty Fighters TV on the YouTube. Check us out and make your own contributions. I wish you well. See you again.